Hello, welcome. Before we begin this workout, you can enjoy the bloopers of me trying to protect myself from the bees who apparently didn't want me to be snatched and toned because they came swarming in when I started my workout. But nonetheless, let's begin. Welcome to the best workout you'll have all day. We have one simple equipment here and it's literally a band. Mine is light to medium. You can go light, you can go medium. This is the latex one, but if you have the cloth ones, those tend to be heavier, so I would recommend a light band. Or if you don't have one that's a loop, you can always tie it in a knot. Watch me show my band for the 17th time today. But today's workout is 25 minutes. We'll start with abs, legs, lots of legs, arms, and more abs. Let's start with the with the band around your ankle, lying flat on your back. We'll start with leg raises. You want to make sure that the sole of your back is flat to the ground. We don't want to see an arch. You're going to keep some tension in the band, so use those glutes to keep the band tight and taut, lifting the legs up and down. Make sure your back doesn't arch. You want to keep it flat to the ground. To keep the intensity, you want to stop when your hips are about 45 degrees, and then you'll lower and stop 6 inches from the ground. If you need a modification, you can bend your knees here. So your hips and knees will be at 90 degrees. You'll lower your feet to the ground and then back up, stopping when your hips hit 90 degrees. You guys are killing it here. Warm up that deep core. I forgot to mention, I always recommend playing music or leaving one earbud in. It makes for a better workout. I will not be speaking the whole 25 minutes, so it will aid the awkward silences. Way to start this workout strong. You have 10 seconds left here. Then you'll hold your legs at a 45-degree angle, pulsing your feet in and out. Let's pulse in 3, 2, 1. We're here for a short 15 seconds. You can do that. And then on to the next move. You'll bring your hips and knees at 90 degrees. Bring the band lower around your knee. We're switching in 3, 2, 1. Remember, keep your back flat to the ground, hips and knees at 90 degrees. You'll bring your knees out and back in. You should be engaging your glutes here and your transverse abdominis. So keeping that back flat, don't let that tummy dome or point towards the ceiling. You want to bring your belly button towards your back. For a modification, you can ditch the band and do it without resistance. A lot of abdominal exercises in Pilates are about keeping your core stable while your extremities are moving. So you want to think about that corset around your tummy, keeping that tight to stabilize your spine. Do you see here how I'm going to arch my back and my feet fall? That's putting a lot of stress on my spine and not engaging my abdomen. You want to bring your back flat. Think about pulling your belly button towards the ground. In 5 seconds here, we're going to pulse our legs out 2 inches and 2 inches. And pulse. You're here for 15 seconds. Three seconds left here. We'll stay in this tabletop position. You'll extend one leg and then the other. Make sure your hips and knees are at 90 degrees and your back stays flat to the ground. Y'all are killing these abs. I know it burns, just embrace it. If you need a modification, you can lose the band, or instead of extending your knee, you can lower your leg to the ground, keeping your knee bent. Stay strong. We're about to wrap up abs here. In 10 seconds, you'll flip over onto your knees and your forearms. You'll have the band around your right thigh and your left foot. In 3, 2, 1. Rest. Let's head to glutes. Kicking off glutes with donkey kicks, you'll bring the band around your knee and then around your left foot. If that is too intense, you can leave the band around your left knee to create less tension. You want your hips and knees at 90 degrees and you'll stamp your heel toward the ceiling. I like to stay on my forearms. I personally feel like it feels better on my low back and I get a better range of motion. If you need another modification, lose the band altogether. You can still get a good workout in without resistance, trust me. Now we're going to head into a pulse. Let's pulse in 3, 2, 1. In 5 seconds, we'll head to a hamstring curl, extending your leg out. Hamstring curl in 3, 2, 1. Keep your knee and your hip and your ankle in line, and then you'll bring your heel towards your bottom. For a modification, drop the band and do the exercise without resistance. You have 10 seconds left here. You'll stay in this position, keeping your hips and knees at 90 degrees, drawing baseball-sized circles with your knees. Let's begin circles in 3, 2, 1. You'll stay one direction for 10 seconds, and then we'll switch to the other. And switch. Next, you'll flip over to your side in 3, 2, 1. We have clamshells. I know we're so happy to get off of our forearms and knees, but don't worry, we still have some work for the glutes. Laying on your side, keeping your shoulders, hips, and ankles in line, you're gonna lift your leg up towards the ceiling and then stop once you lose tension in that band. Do you see I placed my hand behind my back to make sure I'm not arching my back, I'm keeping it flat, keeping my glutes engaged. 10 seconds left here, then you'll extend the top leg, lifting it up towards the ceiling and back down. Extend in 3, 2, 1. Same for this move, you want to stop when you lose tension in the band. In Lagree and Pilates, you focus on time under tension. In 10 seconds, we're going to head to a pulse. I know your glutes are dying, mine are too. We've got this. Pulse in 3, 2, 1. Ten seconds left here, and then you'll switch back over to your knees and forearms for leg extensions. Leg extensions in 3, 2, 1. Keep the band around your right ankle, and then you'll bring it to your left calf. Keeping the leg straight, you'll lift it up toward the ceiling and back down. Stop when you feel like you've lost tension in the band. You can do this on your forearms or your hands. Again, I recommend the forearms. I think it's better for your back. Just in case you missed the circles, they're back. Draw baseball-sized circles with your feet in 3, 2, 1. Let's switch directions in 3, 2, 1. Next up, frog kicks. You'll bring your hips and knees at 90 degrees and you'll kick your foot out towards the diagonal. Frog kicks in 3, 2, 1. You want to keep your hip and your knee at the same level and press your foot out towards the diagonal. I don't want you to fall into your right hip. Your right hip and your right knee that is on the ground should stay in line. You also want to keep your right side engaged. Next, we'll pulse the knee to the ceiling. Pulse in 3, 2, 1. So keep your hips and knees at 90, lift in that leg, keeping tension in the band. You're here for 10 more seconds, then you'll flip over to your back for single leg bridges on the left. In 3, 2, 1. If your glutes are on fire right now, that is a-okay. We are hitting your glutes from every angle. For the single leg glute bridge, let's bring the band below your knee. You'll press through that left heel while lifting up your right leg. 10 seconds left here. I know you have 10 more seconds in you. Then your right leg is going to tag in for glute bridges. We have bilateral glute bridges in 3, 2, 1. With this glute bridge, you'll lift your bottom off the ground and pulse your knees out, keeping your bottom off the ground the entire time. Let's get that right side warmed up. I promise you, it's always easier the second time around. 15 seconds left in this move, and then we'll pulse for 15. Pulse in 3, 2, 1. What was done on the left must be done on the right. We're going to head into single leg glute bridges in 3, 2, 1. Remember, you're going to lift that left leg as you bring your right glute off the ground. You have 15 seconds left here, and then we're going to head to my favorite leg movement of the day, which is frog kicks. I love them because they're sneaky hard and they get you moving and strong in a position that you're not used to. Frog kicks in 3, 2, 1. You'll keep the band around your left knee and then you'll loop it around your right foot, keeping your hips and your knee and your ankle in line. You can tell here I'm getting weak. My hips dropping towards the ground. You need to lift that hip up to keep the intensity in those glutes. Kick your foot out towards the diagonal and don't fall into the left side. The left knee that's on the ground should be in line with that left hip. Let's wrap up these frog kicks. You'll head to leg extensions in 3, 2, 1. Staying in the same position, you'll extend your right leg back, lifting your foot towards the ceiling, keeping your knee straight. Keep your leg as high as you can. You want to keep tension on that band. In about 10 seconds, we'll head to drawing baseball-sized circles with your foot. In 3, 2, 1. And you'll switch directions in 3, 2, 1. Next up, clamshells. Let's flip over to our side in 3, 2, 1. You'll bring the band around your knees, laying on your left side, keeping your shoulders and hips in line. Do not arch your back. You'll lift your leg up towards the ceiling and back down, stopping when you lose tension in that band. Remember, for the modification here, you'll lose the band, or you can keep your feet touching and just lift your knees. So your right foot will rest on your left foot. We're hitting that glute from a different angle. You'll extend your leg out in 3, 2, 1. Lift your leg up towards the ceiling. I like to keep my bottom leg bent for better stability. Remember, you want your hips, your shoulders, your knee, your ankle all in line here. In 5 seconds, you'll flip over to your forearms and knees for donkey kicks. Donkey kicks in 3, 2, 1. If you used a modification on the other side, let's do the same thing on this side. I'm going to demonstrate the modification with keeping the band around the knee instead of the foot. It's just a little less tension. For this move, you still want to keep the knee high above your hip to create tension in those glutes. Keep going. You have 15 seconds left in this move. I'm just switching the band to get it around my foot. So if you didn't modify before, this is where the band should be. In 5 seconds, we're going to head to a hamstring curl, extending your knee out. In 3, 2, 1. You're not giving up. I will not let you. You have 30 seconds left in this leg block, and then we're switching to arms. Last on the agenda are baseball size circles with our knees. In 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds left here. We're trying to squeeze every drop out of that right glute. Can you bring that knee 1 inch higher? You have arms in 3, 2, 1. Starting arms with lat pull downs, you'll flip over to your bottom, grab the band, placing it around your wrist. You'll have your arms extended, bringing your elbows down towards your hips. You should end in a W position, making sure that there's tension on that band. If you want to make it a little harder here, you'll lean back to engage those abdominals. If you need a modification, you can lose the band. You can sit up straight to put less stress on your abdominals. In 10 seconds, you have a pulse. Bring your arms down into that touchdown position, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Pulse in 3, 2, 1. Bring those elbows down, pulling those hands apart, squeezing the shoulder blades together. 5 seconds left, and then you'll flip over to your knees facing the front. In 3, 2, 1. Transition to the tall kneeling position, bringing your shoulders at 90 degrees. You'll bring your elbow back and stop when it gets in line with your body. Really engage your rhomboids. Think about squeezing your shoulder blades together. You can come down onto your feet for a modification. Don't let your arms fall. Think about your shoulders, elbows, and hands all in line with one another. In 10 seconds, we'll end this move with the pulse, keeping your hands, shoulders, and elbows in line, bringing your elbows back. In 3, 2, 1. Make these pulses purposeful, intentional. Don't just bounce, really have control. Shoulder abduction in 3, 2, 1. You'll have your arms straight down, pulling your hands apart. This move can also be done with sitting on your feet. You'll also want to keep in mind keeping tension in the band. Try not to bring your hands too close together. Ten seconds left in this move, and we're ending it with a pulse. Let's pulse in 3, 2, 1. You're pulsing here for 10 seconds, then we're going to go into newspaper. So you'll bring your elbows to 90 degrees, pulling your hands apart. Newspaper in 3, 2, 1. Keeping your elbows tucked in near your body, you'll bring your hands out and back in, stopping when you lose tension in that band. I know your shoulders and back are killing it, but you will thank me later. Was my nose itchy or was I really just trying to get out of the move? We'll never know. In 5 seconds, we're going to switch to single arm, starting with the right side. 3, 2, 1. I figured we were sick of pulses, so we'll get some single arm action here. In 5 seconds, we're going to switch to the left. Switch in 3, 2, 1. Only 15 seconds left in this arm block. Let's finish strong, and then we'll end with abs. You guys have made it through a killer workout. Let's not give up now. Abs in 3, 2, 1. You'll lay on your right side, placing the band around your ankles, having your shoulders, hips, knees, ankles in line. Slightly hover your foot above the ground and then pull your knees apart. You want to make sure your shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles are in line, and that left leg should be hovering off the ground. For a modification here, let's lose the band. Next, we're going to pulse in 3, 2, 1. In 10 seconds, you'll flip over into the plank position for plank with hip abduction. In 3, 2, 1. You'll keep the band around your ankle. You'll take your left knee out towards the side and back in. "15 seconds here. Keep your core engaged. Don't let your hips fall. You want your body in that nice diagonal position. In 5 seconds, we're going to go into a scrambled egg. Scrambled egg in 3, 2, 1. Let's stitch the band. You'll come onto your hands and knees. You'll bring your left leg out towards the side, keeping your knees straight, and then back behind your hip. You can do this on your hands or your forearms. When you bring your left leg out to the side, you can gently tap it down to the ground. Also remember, do not fall over onto the right side. Your right knee that is on the ground should be in line with your right hip. Also, let's think about keeping that back flat. I don't want to see an arch. Stay stable, like you have a nice glass of wine on your back. 10 seconds left here, and then we're going to switch to the right side. Let's switch in 3, 2, 1. Scrambled egg on the right. Same rules apply here. Make sure your left hip and left knee are in line. You should not be falling to the left side. Just think, you have 2 to 3 minutes left of class. This is not the time to quit. Let's not lose that intensity. Keep the energy up. Feel the abs sculpt. "10 seconds left here. You'll grab the band and you'll flip over to your left side. In 3, 2, 1. You'll lay on your left side, ensuring that your shoulders, hips, knees, ankles are in line. Place the band around your ankles. You'll have your right leg hovering above the ground, and you'll lift your left leg towards the ceiling. Let's pulse it out in 3, 2, 1. Last move of the day. Let's flip over into our plank position in 3, 2, 1. Make sure that band stays around your ankle. You'll bring your right leg out to the side and back in. Remember, let's keep that plank in a nice, pretty diagonal position, keeping that transverse abdominis engaged. Counting down for the last 30 seconds of the workout. Make sure your shoulders and wrists are in line. If you fall forward too much, your core isn't as engaged. Last 15 seconds. Let's see if you can take your foot 1 inch farther. We're here for 10 more seconds. And we're resting in 3, 2, 1. Great job. You can kick that band off and we'll end in the child's pose. Bring your knees out, sending your hips back. Take some time to show your body gratitude for what it did, what it can do, what it's going to do. Let's head to upward facing dog next. You're going to stretch out those hip flexors and that abdomen. You can take your head side to side, take it in circles. Just listen to your body and what you need. Head to pigeon stretch to stretch out those glutes. And let's switch to the other side. I want you to take as much time as you need stretching. Listen to your body and do what feels good to you. I want to take time to thank you for tuning in and pushing yourself through this workout. It was intense. We had to dig deep and really push ourselves. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope your body enjoyed it. And I would love for you to come back again next week. Thanks.